Hey, good morning, everyone. There are a few of you that are here. I'm on a little earlier than advertised, and we haven't been putting those notes over at the other channel, so I think unfortunately, a lot of people probably aren't going to find us this morning, but I hope they get here. But hello to you that are here. I'm definitely on earlier. I did trade the pre-market on Lightspeed and did really, really well. And now I am over here trying to figure out.
RCL Oracle shares
Charlie and I just did a trade on Nvidia a minute ago,
after the open,
and Dan just said, "Let's just go live." So we went live.
3% for the session.
Read the news in a minute here.
ORCL
that they have tallied up for me, and then had ChatGPT give me a synopsis on what everybody found. So this is from the studio traders that will be trading the RV strategy with me later this morning, and I use it to tell you guys what's what too. So we'll be looking at and that's going to change throughout the day. I mean throughout the morning, obviously, and the day. I've been doing the power hour with the Bohemian students, and they're doing really well this month as well. I had an update for what we were doing here. I think it's here. Let me just see for a second. Oh, that's not it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Take that off. Yeah, so that's up to date. So some of these days I was in the red and came back. This day, I guess I didn't trade on this account. I'm sorry, I'm not. You can't see where I'm pointing. I'm pointing up on the other, where you guys can't see. So let me make this bigger for me. So on the 9th, I didn't trade, and then we came back on the 14th, I think, from red. I think the Monday, the 13th and the 14th may have been red. I'm not sure. Anyway, I came back to make sure every day was green. We didn't have much time on this date up here, the 15th, and it's all the same stock. It bundles them. That's why it doesn't show as many trades. But I recall doing a lot of trades to get that, but I don't know. Same with here. To recover was many more trades. But so we're doing good with the recovery. I'm not. A lot of it probably isn't on the stream, unfortunately. But it's the same strike and recoil strategy that I use. And we're 3,000 for this month, even though it's been a bit sporadic. So, let's see here. Make sure I turn that darn thing off, because sometimes I forget, and then you guys only see that update forever. So a few more have joined. So now theoretically, I don't like to start doing this till about 10:30. You know, 10:15, 10:30, but we'll get a look for those that are here early, see if we have enough. Now, I do think market is biased today, so we have SPY's bullish, the QQQ's bullish, Nvidia's bullish, AMD's bullish, Apple's bullish, Amazon's split. I don't even know why. I'm not going to RV that stock, but everybody keeps wanting me to do that stock. Slightly bullish, Tesla neutral, Intel neutral, Broadcom bullish, CoreWeave bullish, Applied Digital. We don't usually have that for the RV. That's bullish. Sophie neutral, HIMS neutral, Baba. I'm always interested in that. That's bullish. MU is bullish. Talking about the major government stuff here. I think people just seem to be totally fine with a shutdown, which is really bizarre. That is not the way the stock market used to react, so that's all different for those of you that weren't around for the last shutdown. I see that on my consolidation scanner we have things like IBIT hitting. That's hard to borrow. This is my consolidation scanner. It's not, yeah. So that's probably why Applied Digital got up in there. We didn't talk about iron. But Nvidia just took over up there, so that was up there briefly, and now it's changed. So this looks more normal now. IBIT dropped. we're not going to trade anything that's hard to borrow, obviously, because we like that strike and recoil, which is long short or short long. When I say strike and recoil, it's like snake strike and then recoils, strikes again, recoils, strikes. So it's not just one strike and you wait a while. It's like recoils. Then you're looking for, it's going to continually strike. That's the best thing I could think of to understand what it is. And then what the strategy is so you look at the ask, you look at the bid, and you just flag mark a number in your head like 77, and then count to 15. 1, 2, there's 67, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. So it went all the way down to 58. So if it moves 10 to 15 cents before you can count to 15, really, usually it does before 10, then you're getting that strike and recoil. And the great thing to think about when you're trading these large caps and mega caps is that they do retrace. I mean, they do. So if you get it wrong, they're usually going to come back to your position, usually. So those are just things to keep in mind. I've already switched to iced coffee today. I swear it feels like it's noon already. I just had an early morning start. Now I put up the other indicator that's available, which is the risk oscillator, and I do think it's very wow. So AMD is going crazy. Does that mean NVIDIA is going crazy too? No, it's not. Just AMD. What's going on with AMD? It's about to hit the ATR, so that would be a level that we'd want to short off of. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, we can go 100 shares with AMD. 150 with this strategy of this account size. I am on the right account, yep. So I am getting ready to go short here, which is counterintuitive for sure. Let's see if it's really going to reject or just keep blowing off this level. 39, now it hit the even dollar and broke it. Looking for a retrace here. So yeah, so it went back already, then went back up. Oh, I don't know if I want to short this right now. This is really strong moving up. I think I'd rather buy a dip just looking at this, because it's reacting like it has some other news that I don't see here. Let me flip over to it on Benzinga and see what we have. Micro caps. Why am I on micro caps? Large cap movers. Here we go. So AMD should be right at the top. Let me check the news on that. This is what they're saying on Benzinga. I have a link to this, which is pretty handy. So it's going to keep you up to date. And really, there's nothing specifically on that stock. October 19th. This is pretty good because it does give you all the analysts' ratings on here. I had the way I have it set up. It has a pro room chat, which I like my guys better, so I rarely listen to them, but they listen to us is what happens. But so yeah, anyway, I don't see anything that should be making this go up. That's at least on that, captured on that. But there it goes. Wow, so I'm glad I did. And there we go. Let's get some retracement here, guys, because this is
one zone and are still experiencing elevated errors for new EC2.
This is crazily moving up.
We are rate limiting new instance launches to a recovery.
We buy a dip here.
In regard to a variety of services.
30 below 39.50 maybe.
Or AWS.
Man, it's not dipping much, huh? I'm going to lower the share size so I can add in if I get it wrong. Nope. Darn, I missed it. That was the dip. Something's going on here. Something's going to pull this back real fast. So this is the danger zone. But I'm going to have to get in it. And I'm going to go for it. See if I got in it right at the 240 level. And there, I'm right at the 240 level. I lowered the share size. So I can add to it if it gets down to 239.50. And try to ride that dip. Or usually me going is the sign that it's going to reverse. You can see the way, too, that the wick is moving on this body. That is a reversal sign. There's sort of, you call that an evening star. It kind of depends on what happens on this next candle. And, of course, it's going up, which is great news. So we'll just hold this a little bit till we get into the $20, $30 trade. See if we can get that high on 50 shares. That would be quite a movement. But it was up there to 240.40. 40 cents would be a $20 trade. If it gets back to where it was. I might be asking for too much here. Yeah, because it's breaking down. I could have got a couple of profitable trades already. And there's the breakdown. That's what I was looking for. So we look for some support off the ATR or the fib level down there. Oh my God. I, of course, had to do it, right? I had to get in. So there's the ATR. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pick it in right on the ATR, which is 91. So now I've got 100 shares, hoping that that is a temporary dip. And the most I can go on this is 150 on this account. I do not want to swing AMD, so we'll just try to get out for a small profit if we can get it here, and then reassess. It was $5, $13, $18. Let's see if we get 25. All right, so I'm going to go back down to 50, and then let's see if we can get another drawdown here. Another little recoil. That was good that it's starting to do this. So we might be able to create a channel here off the ATR, because it's the fact that it supported that ATR. That's the RV strategy ATR. Day trading volume 1 shows you how to set that up. And of course you can get a script that does it for you, an indicator that I have a link to. But very, very often respected. You're going to want to mark that. You can do it yourself, of course, and just do the figuring of it. You take the previous day's close and then the ATR. You divide the ATR in half and subtract half from the close and add half from the close, and that's how you get your ATR levels. There is a red one down here somewhere that's the low right there. That's creating your first channel. And then you do your fibs for the other channel. So on a 10-day, you go back to a 10-day and mark your high, low, or low, high, always left to right. And on a 2-day, you do it again, and they're creating channels. Now, that's all based on RV strategy. A lot of scalpers just use it for large caps just to scalp. And then you mark historical data. I don't think I really got into marking much historical data on this. No, I didn't mark any. Yeah. So, there's really, there's a level here way back when, but we're way above that, right? Here's a level. Now don't get FOMO that the stock is moving while I'm doing this. That's not the kind of trading we're doing. The opportunity consistently presents itself over and over and over again. Wow, look how that got respected over here from way back there. Boom, boom, boom. That's why you mark that historical data, guys. It just comes back and then rejects, or support and goes up. So it just helps you as guidelines to maybe that is a good spot, to take the trade. Wow, it's just shooting up, huh? So we'll look for it's the fact that it did reject some. I feel a little better about shorting it up here. Let's try to build up a little bit of money on this trade. I have more time now because I came on a little early. Let's not get into any trouble that we have to dig out of. Welcome for the new people that have just come on. And we were showing the update of how we've been doing this month. Around 3,000 with this low share size profitable this month. Okay, again, we're going to look for near the ATR or the 39 even level. Remember, even and half dollar, guys. That's what we go for. You can tell I'm more talkative because I had the pre-market session I didn't have to quarterback for, so we were just wildly trading, so I have more energy. Wow, it didn't go down very far that time. Look at how it hit that 9. Hit that 9 moving average and flipped right around. Wow. This definitely looks like a sell the ass situation up here. See if you can get up to the 50 cent. There's 44 on the ask, 46 on the ask. It keeps pounding upward, so going short right now is quite risky. because we're not recoiling back much at all. There's the 50 cent, but because it's not, there was a 10-cent recoil. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. That's why I haven't shorted it. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Now I'm really thinking, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try that at 79. I didn't get picked up. Watching the level 2. Nope, I'm going to get out. Looks like it's going to break the 79 on this next swale up. So we'll look for a better position. Nope, it didn't. Okay, so now we're thinking about getting long off the 50 cent. If it drops below, I'm looking at the bid now, guys. Thinking if it's going to go past the 79, why don't I get it on the bid when it's down here? Wow, that was an interesting drop. 24 cents on the bid for a second there. Let's see if we can get a bigger, hitting that historical data on the 35 cents and respecting it. See if we can get a bigger drop here. It looks like it wants to drop retracement a little bit bigger. Nope. Was that it? That was it. Come on, drop back down. 50 cents, 40. There we go. Try to get that 27 cents. Now it could keep going, but we only went in 1/3 of our share size, so we're gonna play for it to continue to go up. I would look to add more when it gets down much lower than here. We have a little bit of a cushion now, which makes it safer for us to try to get this up to like 50, 60 bucks in the green on this trade. Let's see what we can do. Just nice and easy, guys. Very conservative. We're expecting we don't have a big drop off here, but if we do, we'll get out and we might be red for a small amount of money, but that's the nature of this trading. So it seems like 240 area was a real rejection for people that just go by even and half dollars. I will buy market on the way up. If it breaks that 39, yeah, I broke it. I went ahead and did that. Now we're at 39.64. So we're right up in this area, and we're in a risky trade, you know, because it could breach the ATR this time, and then we're in a whole new territory. Wouldn't really call that breaching it yet. I mean, not really. It did break it, but is it going to break that 20, or is it going to now give us some confidence to move forward? So I can add 50 shares to the max share size for this account so they don't have to swing it. So I can, if I went to swing it, I wouldn't be paying margin fees. That's the idea of if we had to swing it, which I don't want to do. We were getting close to being green on the day again, but not green on this trade. Just got to wait it out. What goes down must come up. What goes up must come down. Just wait it out. Be patient. It's an interesting pattern there. It didn't make the... On this, it almost made a bull flag on the 5-minute, which is interesting. You almost want this to go red, close red, and then have our green. So we've got 17 seconds for this to close. And then we'll have people, if it goes green on the next candle, really trading the flag, which could be, you know, a $4 push, you know. But it looks like it's doing it. It's not making a full flag over there, but that's fine. We want a winning trade either way. So you look at the Scalp Pro, the buyers came to the top of that, even though the volume was down. That's a good sign for a continued support of this. Now you can see up here what our targets are, even 40 cents on each. This is our risk oscillator that you want to, if you don't have this, you should get this. It's kind of telling you what your range is. So we're kind of still right ahead. If we were going short, we're like right where people would be jumping out based on the last data of the last 9 candles. That's a good sign, right? When you don't see this go above the 40, which is the target, then that's a good sign. When it goes above it and keeps going above it, then that's a bad sign of holding this, you know. But we're still like in the green for the day. We're just kind of messing around here. See the market magnet coming in here? So that's good. So I'd like to see it pull this magnet up right now. Magnet's down here. You see the price action coming in over here. There comes stronger. So that means the volume is surpassing the earlier volume, which is more liquidity pools, more action in this area, which is really good for us as it starts to go up here. So we have 100 shares. We're at 64. It hit 78 there. So I won't get real greedy here, but let's see if we can get back up to near this historical data area there, which should be breaking the 240, which could end up being a big resistance. So we keep an eye on it. If it pounds away, there's 94.
Watching.
Yeah, I kind of feel I should have taken that. I'm getting too greedy.
Says bought more TAO and
in the 90-cent tile, because it might. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to get that at 89. 89. Well, it's an even 50 bucks anyway. So I'll drop it back down to 50 shares. And I think it's on the way up still, but I wasn't willing to put that profit on the table. So we'll look for a dip now. There's 75. I was at 64 before. Made a hangman right there on the 1 minute. Much better position if I do bid now to add to my position for. I'd like to get it down to the 60-cent area there, if we can. There it is. See if I can get it there. So I got it at 65. Now when I add, if I add an ATR, whoa, did you see that algorithm? You know, there's no way we could have captured that, but you see that happen all the time. And it's just, it's a big data dump that they don't want you to front run in front of, you know. So it's just like it's a split second that you couldn't, unless you might have been picked up if you had that on the ladder. You know, I hear that happens, that people get picked up. You know, it's like, oh, I buy here, poof. 500 shares down here, poof. Oh, I have $1,500 or whatever. So happens. It's got to be set up correctly. So we're right. The magnet did pull up. We're right at the magnet now, right where it should be. That's most of your price volume right there. Real safe trade, 50 shares. We're barely off our price point. So let's see what it does. 15 minutes says nothing but up. Our 5 minutes green, that algorithm got picked up everywhere, as you can see. Not stuff we could have traded. The indicators picked it up. That's why you heard that alarm. But you can't, you know, even with hotkeys, there's no way you could have got that. You know, people have asked me before, did that really happen in the price? Well, it had to have, or it wouldn't have marked it right. But you call them shadow wicks, whatever you want to call them, they don't, it's impossible to take advantage of it, you know, of those kind of things. So we don't want it to break this ATR, but it would be a good spot to double down. And then if it broke it, then we'd have to be worried. But now it's really starting to consolidate, so I'm going to set my parameters a little bit different for profit taking. Maybe not quite as much. We only have 50 shares. When we start to slow down this and grind, ouch, we might. Was it going to stop at the 39? Wow, there it goes down. I'm going to go ahead and buy in there, guys. So now I'm at 27 cents, taking a bigger chance with this big cushion, thinking that it's not going to fade off for the day, but it might, and then we just lost our 50 bucks. Not for the day, but I mean, it might make a bigger move down, and then you have to think about, you know, how much are you willing to hold it? Because if it came all the way down here on 100 shares, that's $400. So we don't want that to happen. I would jump out long before that. Yeah, the 1 minute kind of showed a consistent pounding down here. I'm looking for another recovery. I'd like to think this isn't over yet, and we're going to get a good trade here. The ATR is pretty powerful for support, so we don't want to see a real breakdown on that, like down to the fib or something. That would be bad, and probably just get out. But we're turning around now. There's 10, 12. I'm at 27. So it's a good sign that it made a little hangman there, or morning star at the, oh, that's not good. That's a real breakdown. So you can see that the buy-sell oscillator says no, no, based on RSI, relative strength index here. We're still within the market magnet range for large cap. There's the low, here's the high. I haven't seen the MACD kick in. You're about to see it kick in on some of these crossovers on the 9, 14, and the 20. Scalp Pro meter still says down. You know, buyers went up there a second ago, but the volume did not reach that of the sellers. So again, more bad news that it's fading for a little longer trade. And the volume went up as it went down there. So these are all concerning things to hold this too deep. Like maybe get out green for the day if there's an opportunity, if it keeps messing with us. It's just resting here. So is it going to break up or break down? Here's a sign that it's going to break up. Let me get a very short-term level here. It's kind of like at the 10-cent mark. I kind of smooth the level across where it's been wicking. So we did good on NVIDIA earlier. Just messing with us here. Come on, break that 10. And that gives me more confidence. It went to the 15 a second ago. Look at the ask to see what's going on here. Spread's pretty big for this stock. That's a 14-cent spread. It's swaling up here, so that's a good sign. All right, let's get a real punch up there. We want to break the 14 and the 9. Let's see the MACD kick in so other people see that. It's about trading with the crowd.
Market update, S&P futures 49.50.
Oh, wow. This is getting too slow to trade here, so I want to get a green trade and look around to see what else we have. So NVIDIA's gone up now at 183.21.
Now $3.26. Gold is up 125.70 at 43.39.
Oh, let's keep an eye on the trade I've got for a minute.
Bitcoin futures up 42.
I'm not going to get super greedy here because of the way it's been acting. I kind of just want to take some money out of that. That was $3 if I caught it briefly. 27 hit my price again. If you hit here, my price is 27 cents. So anything in the 30s and 40s at 100 shares, I probably want to get out. There's 30 for briefly. The way it's moving, though, it's like it's about to hit a bigger. Yeah, I'll try to get that. Oh, that was much less than I thought. 13 cents. That's $13 if it picks me up there.
Shares of Amazon up about 1% now off the highs. Company said
faded away.
Company confirmed significant API errors.
Might just sell market up there.
Connectivity issues.
Oh, that spread's terrible though, huh?
U.S. East 1 region.
Yeah, it would kill me on the spread. They'll take advantage of that and pocket that money. The market maker will. So, wow. So I had a couple opportunities to get a green trade there, but now it's scaring me the way it's moving back down. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So, see the Scalp Pro, you can see how strong the sellers are. Yeah, not good. Well, we had our opportunity and I blew it. Really holding us hostage with baby moves here now. I want to get to a stock that's moving a little better than this is. But I was hoping to get out with a green trade, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to do that. So now I'm really up to a crossroads. Do I add the last 50 shares right there, or do I just get out for, you know, I'm barely down. I'm still green for the day, barely down on this stock. And you got to kind of say to yourself, how easy is it to, on another stock, I could make that money in one quick trade. This is moving kind of weird. Well, let's see if we can get back green for the day on this There's a rickshaw man. That's a sign of a reversal right at that ATR on just a 1 minute micro data. See if I can read this Scalp Pro a little tighter here. All right, so the sellers did just drop pretty drastically there, so that's a good sign. Yeah, that was a good sign. So that kind of made me, I was thinking about selling for a loss there, but that inspired me to hold. So I might get out at market if it's swailing up and it gets me green. I just want to get out of this trade now.
0.5% now.
So you can get out green. Probably good just to get out so we can find something better here. There's another lunge upward. Look at the market maker, because that's what you'll get in that split second that you might have an opportunity. Wow, it's just going to sit there and mess with us at that level and not allow me to get out, like just below profit. I'll hold it a little longer into this ATR. Take a lesser loss, you know, at this point. If it goes back up there, I might just take a lesser loss. You keep thinking, you know, it's going to go, you know, but it hasn't gone in a while. So, you know, that may have found its mean price for right now. Maybe for the day, you know, 238 is 240 was too much nosebleed up there. 244 was its high. The fact that it doesn't have news. See, that's not a good story. The stock live up to the hype. Depends on how you look at it. How about, yeah, the stock's going to live up to its hype. We want those kind of stories. That came out at 10:11. I didn't see that. That's 13 minutes ago. Kind of like doubting that it can go up. And then how fast do people read the story? How fast do they react to the story? Thinking about adding and just going for it on these swales. If I add when it's way down here, then my position will be closer to 239. I mean, I'm only adding 50 shares because that's the max. It went down to that fib on the rickshaw man, but I am taking a chance for a bigger loss for sure. But we're talking such small. We have to keep in mind, this is our share size, so this is what we have to use to recover. It can't go in with 500 shares and get an instant recovery. Didn't give me a chance to add. Now get ready to get out again. Is it going to go up there? Look at this is going to pull the magnet down, which isn't particularly good. Although the price volume's above it, it's not far enough above it. As you see it come in, and this is going to pull this down, which is kind of like a hammer that hits the price down, and that's what scares me now. So we want that to get up there now before that thing pulls down for that magnet. Everybody reads that in a different way, how they get that data, but they're going to get that data similar to what I'm getting. So there's a lesser loss, $5 if that's what it would have given me. Got to be kidding me, guys. You're really just sitting here churning, eating up my valuable time. Oh, boy. Getting ready again to get in down here. I would have made a profit had I got in about down here last time, but that's a big move on the level 2 coming up. It looks like it's about to go. Wow. I saw it down there about to pop, and then it kind of pulled back. There might be a little bit of spoofing going on here. Just going to get out market. I am going to get out right when it's probably on the rise. Made a real flat top here right at the 39.20. That's what I'd like to get my price action a little bit lower, like to my price point to like 39.15 maybe, or there. I was even money. There's 5. See, it looks like it's making a real move, but will it? Nope. I stayed in it for the real move, and I'm just killing time. I'm burning time here. Oh, it seemed like that was going to be the breakout, right? And then it just pulled back. 20 cents seems to be where it says, no, there's a wall there that you guys can't see, but we see it. Whole bunch of people say, no, I don't like that price. Sell there. Okay, so that's volume increasing on the upswing. I'm just going to take that. All right, so out of that, I only got $4.60, and there it goes. So I didn't wait it out. All right, well, is it going to break that? No, so we were way up there. Yep, I didn't wait for the flat top. You know, I got out right when it's just because it had done it so many times that I was tired of their reindeer games. So look at NVIDIA go. Now this is the one that I expected to keep going today, back up near the high 80s to low 90s, 190 something. There it goes. So this is a better long bias. Now we have a trend line there that's supported from the day. If you look at the day trend line here, right? And then this is on the day, historical data on day. So price level number 1, 2, and 3, 4, these are all day historical data. So more respected, and it broke that and broke the trend. So you have the ATR up here. So we have some pretty good data here to trade long with on this stock. And you'd have the trend line as a support. Even on the 1 minute, you'd want to look at that. Now this is going to move a little slower. No, we'll keep it at 50 shares. See if we can pound this up a bit. So we're at about 130 bucks already. But let's see if we can get this. This is the strike and recoil strategy, right? So now we kind of made a level here. Let's see if that is anything. Probably not. Now it hit 85, so it's continuing to go. I have a little swing on this account, so that's going up. That's pretty good. I have that to sell out up there at 187. I guess that's what I thought it would go to when I took that swing. So if you want to swing it and listen to me, that's where I think it's going to stop, around that level. But today, I think even higher. But, you know, remember, you do your own due diligence. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to emulate any of this trading style. Actually, let me... didn't think I put that on. There's my disclaimer. Make sure you read that. And that's actually the one for day trading for success. The MMC has a different one that I didn't just put up there.
The LTR Palantir at the highs now, 182.28. Papa Tango Romeo.
Anyway, I'm not licensed. Be careful with real money trading. Trade in a sim first, get green. Seek professional advice. Don't listen to somebody on YouTube. You just add this education to becoming a trader, that hopefully you might be that best trader in the world, because that trader has not been found yet. This could be your beginning journey. It could take 5 years, and then suddenly you're like, oh yeah, simple, man. I make 200K a day in just 15 minutes. Then I will follow you.
Melanoma presented at ESMO. That is India Michael Tango X-ray, IMTX.
I know I'm behind on the comments. I'm behind on the emails. I'm trying. I just so much to do with the trading.
AWS, Amazon.
So 85 even seems to be being respected here. There it comes down. That's a morning star. I mean, an evening star at the top. So let's wait for this to come down.
We are seeing early signs.
I'll take that.
For the connectivity
74.
issues, and we are continuing to investigate.
So I'm going to take that, and hopefully that's going to be a recoil. Just 50 shares. That's a strike down. We're recoiling back up. That's the plan. It's about to hit the 9. So we have down here 84.21-ish level. I wouldn't want to see it go by, you know, down in this area here. Oh, that's 83. I'm sorry. 83, 83, 83. just 50 shares. So we have room to add to this. We have room to hold this. We can just mess around. And I just like the idea that it's biased while we do the consolidating. When AMD was, I was wondering if it was just going to stay there, and then with a lower share size, it's a little harder to make the money if it doesn't continue to move in one general direction. Okay, so it broke the 9. Was that the nosebleed area, 185? I mean, it did slow down, but it just looked like another one of these retracements to me, but then it got a little deeper. Let's see. Hitting the 14. That's the 14. Here's our next 5 minutes right here. So it's the first time we've had a red 5-minute in a while, and that's because I took a long. As you guys know, that's how it works. Like nice big cushion to add to this position and get up to where I'd like to be, which is closer to 100 shares. I think I'd rather wait for it to hit maybe the even dollar down here. That's 184. Or if it starts to really go up, I'll raise it on market. 39. See, that's just so close to my position. I don't even want to mess with it. It's just too close. Something to gain down here if I add. I need something to gain for it to retrace back up. So it didn't recoil. So now it's more of a retracement. It didn't do the recoil like I hoped. So now we fall back on retracement, and then finally we keep the share size low enough so that you can actually swing it without hitting margin and still go trade other stocks if you had an account that had 42,000 in it, and then you can margin that up for short-term trades. But I'm not margining at all. I'm just trading within that like it's a cash account. $84 would be a place I would want to average in. 84, and that will bring me back up to a doable. So I'm looking
Shares
at
of
the
Apple
bid.
hitting new highs near the all-time high. Apple right now up about 3%. AAPL.
Let me get over to NVIDIA and make sure we're not getting any negative news. The news is generally positive on NVIDIA. Seems to be holding right above that 84, but it's slowing way down, which is, there it goes back up. Kind of wish I would have got in there. Then I would have been, at 84.40, I would have been profitable. Had I taken a trade there. Added to my position. Scaled in, as we call it. Scaling in, like you're only in 1/3 of your position at 50 shares. I think, what is my max on NVIDIA? 200. Actually, I'm only in 25% of my position at this price point, at that account size. So I can go to 100 shares and then go from 100 to 200 shares if I so desired, if the price action was telling me that we're going to get a recovery. You don't want to just do it because, I get a better price. You need to see signs of a recovery. So like if it had hit that trend line hard, right break at the 84 and turned around, I would have jumped in a split second. I was thinking about jumping in at 84 even. Now it's doing what AMD did. It's slowing right down, which happens at 10:30 East Coast time in the U.S. This is a real consolidating level, usually right after the RV originally ends. RV is strategy starts for the large cap traders at 10 a.m. East Coast time in the New York Stock Exchange, and then lasts about a half hour. But we've been doing that into like noon and 1 o'clock. I take a longer break before I do the power hour unless I'm trying to recover for Charlie on low share size. And now she has 2 followers that are trading with her that somehow got funded. So that's fun to watch as people succeed in life until she quits, and then that's not fun at all. She says it's a dream job. You think it's a dream job? We want people to think that way. Wouldn't quit. Doesn't matter how much money she makes. I don't know. If you don't have to work anymore. But there is a lot to learn. I mean, if you love learning, there's so much to learn with trading. You just keep evolving, So, oh my God, I got over here and the same thing happened as it was going on with AMD. We just started to do this.
Benzinga Pro Squawk has disconnected.
Well, thank you, Benzinga. Yeah, they're just not available. They have payroll too. Here we go. Tempting down here. Very tempting. Looking more toward the 80 cents in here. Like low 80s, 82, 83. Just make sure there's no negative news came up. No. So I'm playing with a little bit of fire, getting rid of the profit we did have here. Stopping at the 84 even seems to be giving it support. $90 now on the bid. Buy Sell Oscillator said no, do not go down based on RSI. Relative Strength Index says you are now oversold for this, which is hard to believe. That's on a 1 minute though, so. Well, we're eating up time, unfortunately, guys. Now we got in another one. I feel like I want to go to Tesla. So I can go up to 100 shares on Tesla. I don't know what that's doing right now. Let's take a look at this while this one simmers. There's Tesla. Wow, it went way up and straight down. I bet a bunch of people got burned right there. Look at that. That could have been us. Could have been us. See if this can start to consolidate here. In the meantime, we won't mess with it. Anyway, we're over here now. It's time for this to start recovering. Yep, it slowed down there on the 5 minute, which is good. Market magnets way down there. Just took me to get into the position for this to happen. Oh boy. Definitely does not want it to break that trend, as you can see. Did it on the 5 though. And the 15. Let's take a look at this. Sellers winning out here pretty consistently. So there we go. So now I have to make the call, like, are we going to fade for a much lower situation? Okay, so it turned around. Turned around again at that whole dollar. It seems to be respecting the 184. Let's see if we can get a pop now, guys. It's our range in here. So our candle range here, down, up. Here's what you can see each individual range. I'm going to kind of mark this spot where it's been actually a little bit higher there, where it's been kind of smoothed out. Yeah, that's the 84. Right below the 84. It makes sense. It's been smoothing out there. I mean, there's a potential channel at the 25. If I get my price point up to that, that'd be another level it would have to break, so you have to look at it that way. Or is it just going to keep fading down? I should just get out and take a loss here. All right, so we finally got to the point where I was thinking of adding. I will go ahead, see if it picks me up there. All right, so now I'm down to the 29, which is right above that level. So it didn't get quite to where I wanted to get to. That's how I look at that a lot when I'm averaging down in the price action. Scaling in the price action isn't really telling me to. So then I'm just looking at levels to see if there's an opportunity that could present itself shortly. Honestly thinking a lesser loss at this point the way it's moving. I think I might take a loss on this trade. It needs to show me above the 84 that something's going to happen. There's 99. Can it really break above the 84? Nope. Guys, I think I'm going to take a loss here. I don't like the look of it. $81, $83, $84 cents. I mean, on the ask. The spread's really tight, which is good just to get out at market. It's going to get out. Yep, I don't like the look of it. So for those of you that stayed in, maybe it will turn around. I didn't like the look of it there. It's right on that trend, but yeah, it looked like a breakdown, and that's what it did. So I decided to lick my wounds and get out of there. Of course, now it's going to go up. Well, I'm going to switch over to, what do we got today? So we got 33 there, and then AMD. We were almost to the 150. Okay, so we're like at $87. Let's look at Tesla. Too bad, huh? Darn. Yeah, it's just everything's going back down on the market suddenly. Is Tesla going to give us some room here to do something? It's pretty high on its normal. Let's see if we can mark a trend. The problem with levels on Tesla is they suck. They don't. Trend lines or anything, they just suck. You know. You could take that and you're really way down here, right? I mean, you're so far from support, you know. No, not Fibs, trend. Yeah, we really need to go to that, which means we're nowhere near where this trend line is going to come into play. So, don't even see them. It's so far beyond 470 and 380. So nothing for us on the trend that's going to happen anytime soon. Then you have this historical data. Let's take a look to see how current this is from all the different trade levels that I trade. Well, these are all still good. That historical data is good. Where's that going to? Oh yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, so it's been up there. Just looking at the overall, we should be, we're nearer the high level that it's been trading. So this isn't odd that it might be going down from the value of what you might call the value of the stock. No real new historical to mark. They're marked to the nines here. 5 minutes starting to give us some consolidation. I really want to
plant in Turkey.
study this, because
What's the
this can
graphical
burn you
line that's
fast.
equal
So,
Tango X-ray?
or make money for you fast, even at 50 shares. So let's take a look at the level 2 here. So we're right at the magnet, which is good. We had some support down here at the 43 level.
DGXX, Digit Power, hitting new highs up 26% now. Delta Golf X-ray, X-ray.
Don't want to lose
DGXX.
track that it's basically going down. So if you go long, you could have a problem here. Be better to go short on a recoil. This level seems to be, on the 1 minute anyway, right around, if you smooth across, it's kind of like right at the 44. To maybe go short for it to continue going down today. That was 7 cents in a split second. Definitely recoiling a lot. There you go. So you definitely have enough action to make money if you catch it right here. Magnet just pulled down. Makes sense the way it's moving. Can we get it up to the 44 and then go for a short? That's what I'm looking to do. Near the 44, 444, and go short. Nope. It's just falling off now. So the max on Tesla's 100 shares on the rules we're doing with the $1 Million Margin Club here. My volume's working, right? Check. Yep, okay. It looked like it wasn't working suddenly. Come on, get up there. We can be a little patient. Get up there. That was 75. 88. That would have been a good one to catch. You already would have had a trade. 20-cent trade right there. They're going to pound up higher. 74, 81. Come on. One more strike up there. Wow, that was 90 for a split second. I hit it at 85 there. Canceling. Oh, it picked me up. Did it pick me up all of them? It did. Okay. So Thinkorswim didn't react fast enough for me to get out of that trade. But all right. I just wanted to get out. But it looked like it was going to pound higher. So I took the $11 and I stayed in, and I would have had a lot more. Now, I am worried about going long still, guys. I'll tell you that, because it is a breakdown still overall. We really need to break that 44 level and more than that, really. There's the fib at the 44.50 right up here. That's a level we should respect. Most of the price actions above the magnet, more up into the 43.80 from where we are now. But you got to be careful. It might not just come back up. It's making a flat top at 44. But is it really turning around now? You know, that's the thing. So I marked that on a 5-minute smooth, which is pretty close to what we get here. I know a lot of you just won't trade this stock, and I don't blame you. Leverage ETF boom. Raises red flags, experts warn. It's happened with NVIDIA. And it's starting to go back up again, 84, 184. Apple's gone up $5 today. Wow, I saw news on that. And AMD's back on the rise again. So everything's on the rise again right after we got out of it. Ain't that the way it works? Just stay calm, stay cool. Think about good things in your life. If your hands are shaking, if you're sweating, your share size is too high, go down to 1 share, whatever it takes. Still on a learning curve. Just keep it calm and easy here. I'm still looking for a rejection off the 444 area where we can make our money real quick if we get it. So I'm going to be patient here as I fidget with my screen. I'm looking at, there was 94, 95, 404. Okay. I'm going to try to get it there at 408. Wow. 2 shares? Give me a break. Seriously? Now we got him. Okay. The more it holds over that, the more worried about it breaking the flat top. Yeah, it seems to really want to break it there now. So, just going to get out if I can get out there. It's going to let me out. Yeah, so 20 bucks. 20 bucks the hard way. You know. Made me have faith in going a little long. A kiss of death. We are getting enough recoiling here. We just have to worry about if we get in and there's a big breakdown instantly, adding to the shares might be the worst thing you can do. We have if it breaks this 43 level, you know, look out. It's doing its next breakdown, you know. If you see the 5-minute. 15-minute finally came to a stop going down. That's good. So you can look at the multi-chart alignment here. This is a great indicator. This is the other half of it. I split it. You can get it with it all on one screen or the other way. They have it at the $1 Million Margin Club, which is why I'm here today to talk about their products, which are revolutionary really for beginner traders and for advanced traders too. They're designed for prop firms. That's why they're custom indicators for prop firms. People who say they don't need indicators, that they're useless, that means they're that good. If they're profitable, then that means they're reading the data without the indicators. That's all that means. So if you can do that, then you don't need the indicators. But to say that, they're useless, they're just talking from their perspective of understanding. One day you might get there, or they're just full of crap, that they just say that and they parrot something somebody else says and don't even, half the time, they don't even understand why they're parroting comments that other traders trade. They just think that they're in the know because they listen to them, so they parrot it. That's one of the things I found from watching YouTube. It's just like, that's the same thing the other guy said, and the other guy said, and the other guy said. But the first guy, whoever that was, he was full of it, and then everybody just keeps saying the same thing. It's like, what the heck, guys? You respected him, so you say it, And then this misnomer starts where indicators aren't helpful, and they are extremely helpful. Historical data and how to read that data is all we have. How to read that data, you use indications in the market, the SMA, the EMA, price action. That's all you got. And then you have historical data. What did it do before? Will this pattern repeat? That's it. That's everything. So however you put that together, then if it's working for you, then I would stick with that, But if you're having trouble, then try to find the things that call out the data easier for you. So I try to bring that to light, and the $1 Million Margin Club does too, to kind of cut down on your learning curve. And there's still pro traders that use this, like this Scalp Pro meter. This is used by like everybody I know, Like, why wouldn't you want to see inside? If you're a 1-minute trader, I mean, it's not as helpful on a 5-minute candle. Okay, here we go. I'll go for it. It's definitely taking a chance there. I'm going to cancel it. It pulled back where I wanted it, and then that was it. I missed it. So does consistently break that level though, which makes me, so this is like at the 71. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go long for the first time on this because I do believe I'm short biased on this, but You see, the second I get it, it does a breakdown. Oh my God. At the 44 even. I will wait for a retrace if I can grab it there. I've got it at 70 cents, so I'm a long way away. But I was thinking of grabbing it at the 44, right at the bottom of the magnet. Market magnet's telling you to turn around there too. That's the 50%. Wow. Anyway, we're waiting for the recoil. It's just taking a little longer. So this is like clockwork. The second I buy it, I swear I feel like there's front runners that watch me because it just happens so often. That's a little egotistical though, right? And it wouldn't make sense, right? Especially with this low share size. But there are people doing 2,000 and 3,000 shares that are watching me, you know, so if there's enough of them, it could affect, or any trader for that matter. I'm not putting myself on any kind of a pedestal in any way. Here we are, the same position we've been most of the morning, waiting for the move. Get up to the magnet. Get up to the magnet and blow by it. That's at 85. We're right at my position. I will sell the ask to get out if it gives me any kind of a decent plunge up toward the 44. Looking for like a 30-cent move here. That's at least 15 bucks or more. Let's see if we can get it on this small 50 share size. Just to slowly build this up. No, that's not what we wanted to see. We do not want to see volume going up as it goes down. At that 43, I'm very interested in. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go for it, guys. We're going for it. Hope this isn't going to be another red day that I'm streaming out of with Charlie. Trying to pick it up there. It didn't pick me up. I'm going to get out. Will you just move the way you're supposed to move? Are you not listening to me? I'm going to get Charlie, get Musk on the phone. Tell him to say something to make this stock go up. What's that song? Say something. I'm losing faith in you. I think that's a love song. So no, I don't mean that for Musk. I don't know. For enough money? No, I'm kidding. Will you love me, Professor? I don't know. Elon, you know, drop 100 million in my account and, you know, we might be able to have a platonic relationship. I just, you know. It's not much. It's not much to ask to get all of this, you know. I can advise you. Time travel, your light speed going to Mars. Be happy to give my 2 cents into all that stuff so that maybe you'll have a breakthrough. You know, wow, I got to make a call here, do I? Yeah, I'm going to go for it. 78. I jumped up right when I did that. Ugh. I thought I was going to get it much lower than that. So that's angering. I think Musk heard me. I think he's angry at me.
AAPL, Apple, more highs now, up about 4%. New high for Apple, all-time high, AAPL.
If it goes down far enough, you know, people jump on and then suddenly you have a big move against you. So 100 shares on Tesla can be bad very quickly when you're going for just $100 or something. So it broke the market magnet. So I probably should have paused a minute there. And I also didn't get it at the price I wanted to get it at. So I wanted this to be closer to 50 cents. I'm on the edge of my seat. Good. That should be a reversal sign. We just want this candle to be green. And then that Doji / Rickshaw Man / Evening Star. Evening Star needs to be at the top of a pattern. Make sure you get the candlestick pattern playbook, guys, so you can trade like this. Sorry, MMC. No, you can be a better trader if you know your patterns. We don't have any pattern to call here. That's part of the problem. There's really nothing that's helping us here. We had a flat top here and here. And we had a breakdown rather than a breakout. And now we're down money for the day. And I'm like almost just looking like get green on the day. Not my morning so far. I mean, we're green today, but if I stick with this the wrong way, we can be red pretty quickly. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Make a big burst up to the 43. Boom. Here we go. Oh, people are jumping on. They're like, yeah. Did you see how the professor schooled Elon? Yeah. He schooled him, and see what he did? Oh, dear. I'm punchy already? That's not good. Well, on Tesla, we have 44. On AMD, we have 56. So we're 98. On NVIDIA, we have 33. So if I hadn't lost that nice 84 bucks, we'd be at the 150. But I am getting near my time, guys. So look for me for large cap videos, large trade side videos, large share size videos I'll be putting out. Hopefully you guys all got green today. If you followed anywhere near what I did, you should be green. And you did, if you didn't follow me completely, you might be more green. Maybe, stick to your max loss, and I should be back tomorrow morning, and I'll continue to put out other videos. I'm not really putting out the Bohemian students at the Power Hour because it's been very, people are using their real names and stuff like that. So I can't really release that stuff when we have a lot of open chat with people that are underaged. So that is not going to go out on YouTube. But everybody's doing really good on that. This account, I think I showed earlier. I'll show you again now. Yeah, that's where we are right now. Back and forth with some days that weren't, stellar, and then other days it came back with. So we're 3K, and then today we're going to add to that a little bit. So Charlie is very close to that total too. So that's good, and her people. So that's good. And trying to think of what else to cover for you guys. So I think that's about it. So thanks for joining me this morning, and good luck out there. Don't overtrade. Just bank your money, and it'll add up to that. It'll add up to suddenly $2,000 or $3,000 a month to really help you out. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll most likely see you in the morning. Go green.